Good morning, everyone, and welcome to once again another episode of Career Success Show with Adrian and Yen. We have a confession to make. This is not really in the morning because we are pre-recording this on a Thursday afternoon.
Yes, I was about to ask you, Adrian, what day is it today? Because I've
Is
lost
it?
track of time and I'm exhausted.
We've been so busy. There's no time to breathe. We need a vacation, but you know what? It's a long weekend coming up, so let's have some
Yes.
space for to decompress. It's been a crazy week. We've had so many people that we needed to talk to and we needed to help, but it's been amazing because a lot of our clients have been landing. It's so exciting.
Yeah, it's a happy problem, isn't it? When
It
people
is.
are having questions, it really means that there's activity.
Yeah.
So as you rightly pointed out, Adrian, again I'm repeating and I want to apologize to all our viewers. It's actually a Thursday afternoon, but we are pre-recording this to ensure that at least
Oh no.
we're still there for you every Friday morning.
Mhm.
And our reason is because we have a big workshop that we're doing
Oh yes, huge
for
one. The
a
whole
huge client.
entire morning.
So yeah, and we can't be in two places at once.
Yeah.
So we're working with technology to ensure
So
that we
just
can
so
still
for
come
our
to you.
listeners out there, okay, just imagine that this is a gigantic time machine. So you're listening to this on Friday, but you actually traveled back in time on a Thursday afternoon, and yeah, so okay. Anyway, once again, my name is Adrian, and I'm the CEO and founder of Career Agility International. And Yan is Super Coach Yan, our superstar of Career Agility.
Why? Thank you, thank you. It just means that you're working me extra hard, so I
We are
appreciate that.
working ourselves extra hard because we just have so many clients that really appreciate the great work that we do. And this week is an interesting topic that we want to share with you. And the
Yeah.
topic is called, let me try get it up on the big screen. Common career questions and how to overcome them.
Yeah, we were
As
just saying that it's
yeah,
really about the fact that if people are asking us such questions, it's an indication of
yeah.
activity and there's movement. So we want to address some of these more common ones. And if it helps you, then I think our job here is done. And yeah, let's get going. So
Yeah.
what are some of the okay? I know you compiled the questions. There were quite a few, but I don't know the order in which they're coming out. So surprise me.
So this is one of the most common questions we always get because for us at Career Agility, for us at this is what happens on a Thursday afternoon when I use up all the brain juices. I mean, I was on radio this morning. I had 3 clients before this, but anyway, not complaining. Okay, not complaining. Enjoying what I'm doing. Uh, what one of the things we always get from clients because a lot of our clients are mid-career folks who are in between 35 to 45 and sometimes even up to their early 50s. And one of the biggest question is basically this. I don't know what my next career move is. I don't know what my
Yeah,
next
I
career move is. Do you get it
the I
a lot?
all the time. Sometimes it comes in different sentences and different ways of phrasing. But
Hmm.
what is coming through is perhaps an expression of fear, not so much that they really don't know what they want to do. I think they kind of know what they want to do. Question is whether or not they can make it happen, whether they will be successful, or whether they are worried about what they wish for might just come true, and then they realize that it's not as
Yeah,
good as they dreamt it up, because
yeah,
reality is,
yeah.
like I like to use the analogy that the grass is always green. So Adrian, why is the grass always green?
Because there's just so much bull bleep on the other side. That's why it's green. That's why.
There's a lot of fertilizer that makes the
Yeah,
grass very, very healthy. So everyone looks at greener pastures and think, hey, I want to do that.
yeah.
And then the rest of us are going, be careful what you wish for,
Give
because
it
you
a wish for.
you might you might just be knee deep in some brown stuff.
Yeah. Hmm.
So I think a lot of it is fear.
Yeah. And I think fear immobilizes us, like the deer caught in the headlamp. So sometimes when you don't know what's going on, when you're thinking what's my next career move, sometimes you're just too mired in your own job. Okay, to understand
Yeah.
what exactly the next steps are. And sometimes you don't have enough information. So whenever we get a question like this, we have to sit down with the client for a very deep dive. Very, very
Yes.
deep dive, because there's so many things to consider. You got to consider your monetary situation. Okay, if you just struck a lottery and you don't have to work, then hey, the
Do
next
whatever
career
you
move,
want.
do whatever you want. It's not about the money anymore. But no, sometimes you're in a situation where you just bought a new home, you just bought a new
Yeah.
Rolls Royce, you just bought a new luxury yacht, and then you have to continue working to pay off. So,
Let's come back to reality. Most of us have mortgages that we have to
yes.
service. We have to buy insurance. We have to pay for our kids' education, and tuition fees are going up. It's when, as you pointed out, it's sometimes there's a monetary obligations. I think there are other facets like what life stage you're in.
Yeah.
Whether you're ready to accelerate regardless of all your relationships, or whether
Mhm.
you need to make sure that you are grounded because your kids have to go to school,
Yeah.
in the city that you live in, for example. So there are many considerations.
There's so many considerations. So it's like, where do you start, right? And where you start is actually taking a step back, taking a deep breath, and come talk to us, the career experts. We see cases like these almost on a weekly basis. Okay. And after a session or two with us, they get clarity, because we ask the tough questions, we ask the important questions. And sometimes, if you are not coming up with the honest answers, we're going to tell you that. We're going to call you out on it. And what you need is an authentic accountability buddy to come in together with you to walk the journey. So it's what's the next career move? Hey, today is the first day of the rest of your life. So where you want to go, you're in control. Okay. And you feel you're not in control, then it's really time for you to come talk to us, because we want to put you back in the driver's seat. We want to make sure that you understand where to drive, how to get there.
So the thing about this question is that if you look behind the question, the real question is, what if I try and then it doesn't work out?
So what if I try and it doesn't work out? What do you do?
Then you move on. You move forward.
Yeah.
You keep moving forward, and the time doesn't stand still. You can't reverse the clock. So we will help our clients make the most optimal decisions.
Yeah.
We're not asking for a commitment when we say, hey, let's explore. Hey, let's go talk to some people and find out a little bit more. So if you're gravitating towards an opportunity or something in a different industry or something with a different role, you're gravitating towards it. Let's go explore it. I'm not asking you to give up your current role, not asking you to sell your soul. It's just an exploration. Just go check it out.
And sometimes you don't have the full information yet. So we had this client once, just to share with our listeners, we had this client once who wanted to do a mid-career switch, and her idea was to go into data analytics. And she quit a job, she took up a course in data analytics, and she found out that actually this isn't what I wanted, because I had no idea what data analytics was in the first place. So if you want to do a career move, it's okay if you want to try something different, but sometimes you have to make a plan, make sure everything's all there, all the information, and then you do make that move. So it's a big open-ended question, and I think it's something that we need to do it in a very unemotional way.
And to be objective about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
and that's why you need a third
back
party to come sit down and talk to you, right?
Back to the data analytics, right? So it's like it's trendy like bubble tea, and sometimes trends don't work out. But sometimes, it's a mistake. But as you said, also, if you have to fail, let's fail fast.
Fail fast.
And
fail fast, fail forward.
So go for the course. Realize that it's not your cup of tea. Keep calm, career on. You go for the course, realize it's not your cup of tea, then at least now let's move on, and then let's get back into the work. What's it called, that treadmill, and get back on the horse if you have to, no choice, right? So it's as long as you have your health, I think everything is possible.
And that is really true. And I know people who have health issues, and yet they're brave enough to make changes and take control.
Yeah.
So
And we
kudos to
have
you.
we have
Yeah.
ideas. We'll share ideas and
Yeah.
smart strategies so that you can manage risk. And
Yeah.
so if there's a fear of the unknown,
Yeah.
if you reach out to us, we help you contextualize it. We help you to make at least some kind of framework
Yeah.
so that you can make informed decisions, and then you have a backup plan and a backup to the backup in case things don't work out. And it's never the end of the world. So don't let fear stop you in following where your gut is gravitating. Just
Yeah.
try it.
Just try it. Yeah, that's true. And we have another question, a career question, which we get very often is, I want to make a move, but I don't have the right education or qualification for that job, for that move.
The best
How?
time to start is yesterday. But if you don't have yesterday, then the best time to start is today. If you start today, tomorrow you might get the job, right? So if it really is about qualifications, but the world today, Adrian, it's really not about qualifications anymore. It's about contacts. It's about people. It's about enthusiasm. It's about AI. And
Yeah.
I think there are some places, obviously, that qualifications are necessary. But I think if you've done your research and you have that gap in the qualification, start now. Don't wait. Get
That's
it
true.
anyway, because even if you don't use it, it's still going to be fun.
Caveat, unless it's an MBA, which you don't really need, but you think that you want to do it because you think everyone has an MBA, and with an MBA you can get a 50% increase in salary and you can become CEO. You get what I mean? Okay.
It's not all bad. I think
it's not all bad. It's not all bad.
It's really about getting the education or qualifications for the right reasons, and being aware what those reasons are, so
and
that
being aware that whether it's the right qualifications in the first place.
Correct.
Because, one thing I'm a bit biased. I always feel that if you already have a business degree, getting an MBA it's a bit redundant. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, we are both business grads. You got an MBA. You didn't get an MBA. You got a Master's of Science in Communication. So, Master of Arts
I got
in
something
Communication,
else.
right? Yeah, you got.
I got something else. Comms, yeah.
So what do you think?
I think to each his own, because if you have the funds for it and you really want that experience, you want to go on campus, and it's an Ivy League college, I think it's worthwhile.
Okay.
And if opportunity cost is not a concern, so there's nothing stopping you from taking 18 months off to pursue that experience that you never had, so that you
The
could
college
go abroad.
experience, yes.
Right? I think that's okay. So again, for the right reasons. But yeah, seriously, don't buy your qualification.
Online, just go click here to purchase your your honorary degree. Click. Oh wow, I'm a doctor. So it's like
I think in most markets, depending again on where you are, I suppose if you're a lawyer, then you really do need the right qualifications. Or if you are in space engineering or something, please get the right qualifications. But I think for most jobs, I think it's nice if you have all the bite-sized pieces of education and
actually I agree with you.
and small to keep upgrading yourself. So the I think my opinion is that it's not about getting a qualification that says, oh, I've got a master's degree back in 2005. I mean, that's like, sorry, it's so outdated and obsolete.
Out of touch,
yeah. But if I had all these little bite-sized pieces of education and upgrading, professional development, I call it, that continues to show that I am updated in the world, I think that's going to hold a lot more weight.
Yeah. Even simple things like reading books or watching TED Talks or just going online, YouTube, just listen to Simon Sinek or all these very fascinating podcasts as well. Or even listening to us, you get educated as you go along.
Okay, wait, I stop. I don't think that would replace an actual qualification, but an actual certification or qualification would have some level of robustness.
Okay, I agree. But sometimes, we don't really know what courses or what areas we're going to get into.
Yes. Yeah.
And therefore, these could provide interesting breadcrumbs. Right now, I'm very interested in ChatGPT. I'm very interested in prompt engineering, but I know prompt engineering is not going to be around for long because Very soon the AI is going to be so smart, it's just going to read your mind even before you say it. Okay,
Then we'll have to put a chip in there, and then we'll just have to
Yeah.
scan it, and then you can tell me what to do with
So,
my
so,
life.
so the things that you're interested in could provide clues as to where you want to
Yes.
focus your
Yes.
education and your learnings in. So just bear in mind about that. I think that's interesting.
I think
it's
what,
like,
what I think what this falls into is I guess what we're trying to say is don't stop learning.
don't stop learning.
Don't focus on the paper chase, but don't just focus on the paper chase, right?
Yeah.
I think you should, if it helps, but you should definitely focus on upgrading yourself all the time.
That's true. And
So read lots of books.
yeah, for me, my interest now is actually the impact of AI on jobs. And I'm doing a lot of research on that now. I am worried, I'm excited, terrified, but hopeful. Okay, about the impact of AI on jobs. And yesterday I had a very long dinner with an old classmate of mine, and he's a VP of technology for one of the US firms. And it's interesting because it's come to a point where it's going to affect the way we teach kids in school.
Yeah.
So it's just fascinating, and I'm doing a lot of research in that space, and I'm talking to a lot of technology folks as to how AI is gonna change the way we work, and I think it will change the way we work.
I think yes, it's going to be a very scary future, but it is what it is, and we'll just roll right along with it. For me, I've always been interested in the human, I guess, the psyche. I've always been interested in that. So I continue to read a lot of that. Currently in the midst of Michelle Obama's book. She has a lot of wisdom on how to manage and be resilient and fight the haters, and to manage against all the tough things that are happening in this world. And I think we could all do with a little bit more human understanding.
I think so too.
And so, as you know, when we discuss our work, you can tell, right? I'm good at reading people and just studying.
You terrify me sometimes. You terrify
human
me
dynamics.
Yeah,
I love analyzing it.
Yeah, you're the human mind reader. So yeah, I don't want to be around you sometimes.
I try my best. I cannot foresee the future though. So anyway, back to I don't have the right qualifications or education. I think you need to research what would be suitable for you moving forward within your domain, but also measure against what makes sense and what doesn't. But don't stop learning. Yeah.
Don't stop learning. Never stop learning. That's a good one. Okay. And this other question is interesting as well, because it's a very common question posed to us by job seekers. I've sent out dozens and dozens of resumes, but there are no interviews. No one's even calling me up. What is wrong with my CV?
You would say you're applying to the wrong jobs.
And you're spamming?
Because
it could be 1,001 reasons, right?
Yeah, there's so many reasons. I think if you're just applying and it's not ATS approved, not going to get through. And my question is, what are you writing on your resume? Is it old-fashioned? If it is, then it's not going to see the light of day either.
Yeah.
Are you positioning yourself correctly? Have you done sufficient research, or are you just spamming? If you're spamming, you're not going to get anywhere either.
There are so many reasons why you're not getting interviews. Okay, if you've been sending out CVs, resumes. To be honest,
wrong with your resume? It could be.
It could be. To be honest,
it could be something wrong with your resume. Maybe not.
It could be something wrong with your career. It could be something wrong with your positioning. It could be something wrong with. There's so many things that could go wrong. Yeah, it could be something wrong with you. Okay. Come talk to us, because it's no point diagnosing on air, okay, or speculating, because there are so many reasons. Why do I have a pain in my foot? Maybe I just woke up and twisted it, or maybe there's a muscle spasm, or maybe I walked on a nail and I stepped on a nail. It could be anything, you see. So why come talk to us, because I think it needs a bit of diagnosing. And if you send out dozens of resumes, maybe because your methodology is wrong in the first place. You shouldn't be sending out dozens of resumes.
I just want to highlight this. It's not you, the human being, that is problematic. It is probably your strategy, and the resume is just the tip of the iceberg. And that it takes more than just a resume to land a job. So, like
Yes.
Adrian says, please come talk to us. I think there's more than meets the eye here.
So we are the career experts. Once again, if you just join us, we are Career Agility International, and we do help people along with their job search strategy as well. So if you're out looking for a role, especially if you're a senior leader, senior executive, and you're trying to figure out
And the last time you did any job search was 15 years ago,
yeah,
and the world was different then. So, and
It's a
again,
lot
you were different then as well. So your
especially
old
if you have
resume's not gonna work.
your 15-year-old dusty, crusty resume, which still has which still has phrases like uh, uh, referees reference provided upon request,
Or typing speed.
words 80 words per minute, or what other crusty things are in there? It's
Microsoft
like
Office.
Microsoft
Or
Office.
OS2.
Oh no way! If you got OS2, you're in deep trouble already.
Lotus Notes.
Lotus AMI Pro. It's like, what? Seriously?
Okay. Let's stop with the snarkiness. I apologize to our listeners. Again, we mean no disrespect, but yes, if it's been a while since you have looked for a job, please reach out to us. I think things are going to be very different for you, mostly because you are a different person today than you were the last time you had to, attend interviews or submit applications.
Yeah, and chances are you probably would have interviewed more people than you've been interviewed before. So it's a different game. It's a different scenario. Your interviewer might be younger than you, might know less than you. And then how do you manage those conversations? So come talk to us. I think that's really, really important.
And an extension to this question, I have sent out dozens of resumes, but there are no interviews. An extension to the question, I've attended a ton of interviews, but there are no offers.
Yeah.
So it's a whole chain.
Value chain. It's a value chain of activities. Yeah.
Right. So let's try and get you ahead of the curve and not have you react to the market.
You need to be diagnosed.
Yeah,
you need to be diagnosed. Okay. If it's not working out, doing the same thing is not going to help. You come talk to us. Okay. And that's where we shine. And
that's why we will stop also for this question, because there's no point. I think it's really hard without context.
Yeah, it's like how long's a piece of string, right? You can't tell. But this one is really, really pertinent in today, especially if you're in a technology company. I worry that
not just the tech companies.
This is true. I worry that my job's in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Is it unfounded? And the answer is, it probably is.
I think if you sense that your job's in jeopardy, your subconscious is telling you that something is happening. You're probably noticing certain behaviors at work. You probably suddenly realize that you've been left out of the email trail. You're noticing whispered conversations, and it stops when you turn up. That's scary, isn't it?
No, I just got off a call with a client in Japan who's a technology person there, and he was telling me that he says that I'm in constant fear of losing my job, and he's come to terms with it, because that's a normal thing now. Okay, that you cannot take your job.
Isn't that hard? It's really hard to function if you are in a constant state of worry.
Yes.
Then you always and carrying some level of stress.
Yes.
That I'm very sure is not good for your health in the long run.
Yeah.
Your blood pressure.
So our advice to you is this: okay, if you worry your job's in jeopardy, make a backup plan. Start behaving and start looking out for roles that you could possibly land. Okay. Even if your job's not in jeopardy, it's always good to have that backup
Options.
plan, that bun baking in the oven, so that when it goes ding, then you can hop on and you can pull it out of the oven, and it's a nice warm bun for you. So you have to have those options, like what you're saying.
It's a strange analogy.
I know, right? Because I'm just hungry now, and I'm thinking it's afternoon snack time. So for those of you who are listening in now, this is a pre-recorded session. And it's a Thursday afternoon, which we are screening on a Friday morning for the show. And and I'm hungry. I need my buns and my carbs before my intermittent fasting kicks in.
So you need some calories before dinner.
Yes, I'm just before I got to go on my intermittent fast, and
all right. So my opinion about this my opinion about this statement is this: that there's no certainty in any jobs. That there's no certainty in any job. Your organization may be taken over tomorrow.
Yeah.
You might be blindsided by suddenly a new leader.
Yep.
There'll be changes afoot. And I know we've heard this cliche so many times. Change is a constant. Yes. So
Or
there's no
worse
such
still,
thing.
you know what? Hey, meet your new colleague. His first name is Chat. And it's
GPT.
GPT his last name. You know, he's gonna take over just only about
Yes.
40% of your job. You know, it's like, oh. I was just
And
talking
I
to a
think-
lawyer. I was just talking to a lawyer, okay, yesterday morning. And he was saying that, you know, the Chat GPT is gonna take over the entire
Yes.
research department.
Yes.
Accurate, faster,
Yes.
okay, and those, so it's
And
a
it's
game changer.
tireless.
It's tireless.
It is.
fact-
And so
in
it can work when the human cannot.
And this is pertinent for those in the medical field as well, you know, like radiology. You know, it's like, oh, that's gonna go. So writings on the wall, everyone's job is gonna be changed. Okay, so
I think
how
we
do for it?
strive for some level of sustainability, and maybe this is a quick segue into a lot of what we tend to advocate for at Career Agility International, and that is about literally career agility. So come to
agile.
us so that you can have an idea on how to develop a framework to be
Yes.
more agile, so that you will, even if your job's in jeopardy, you land on your feet. You know, there's the next lily pad or the next
Yeah.
log on the river, and you're going to be fine.
You've been playing Frogger, is it? Talking about logs in the river, talking about lily pads.
Adrian, you have just revealed your
Our age, my
age.
age. Okay. For
Frogger.
our younger at Gen
Adrian,
Z and Gen X, yeah.
I've not seen that game in ages. But again, it is about leaping from one point to one point,
without being run over by a truck.
crossing a highway full of trucks or things that can knock you over. So let us help you to be more agile, figure out what are the factors that you deem is important in your career, and it's not just a job, right? It's a long-term thing. Play the long game. That's all
Play a long
about
game. Play a long
your
game.
career, not just your job. And figure out how you can be more agile.
Yeah.
So again, what was that refrain you like to use? Come talk to us.
Can't talk to us. You should make
I'm
the
just going to
jingle
roll
out.
my eyes a little bit.
But you know,
Please don't
whatever
sing.
it is, just keep calm and career on. Okay, so the advice for
Alright.
all the questions that you're getting is, what your job is in jeopardy? Just keep calm and career on. Just make sure that you get your career strategy correct. And for our last question for today, we normally get is can I afford a career? You guys
This is a
seem
great
so
one.
expensive.
I think
Can I afford a career?
We've heard that a lot, haven't we?
Yeah.
That we're expensive. But you know what comes after that?
Mm.
That you were worth the money because I landed faster.
Yeah.
And at the other refrain I hear a lot is, I should have come to you earlier.
Much earlier than this. Yeah.
So it's sometimes about the money, but sometimes it's not about the money. I
Because you
can't.
see-
I don't want to judge.
You see, I'm explaining this to our listeners out there. You know, even if you land a role, okay, a good role, 1 month earlier than you would on your own, there's 1 month extra salary in your pocket, and that's the ROI. And you know, we're not promising anything, but we have helped with salary negotiations before. We have been successful with, and we are ex-headhunters, so we know how to top the salary piece. You know, we have helped people with their sign-on bonuses, and now once again, we're not guaranteeing you that we'll get you a sign-on bonus, but it can be negotiated, especially if it's with a company that we know gives sign-on bonuses. Then hey, you know, why you don't ask, you don't get.
Stop promising them the low-hanging
But we are
fruits,
not
because
promising anyone.
we're
that
not
we can
promising
guarantee them.
anything.
Okay.
I think we want to measure what is the investment on yourself. So if you were to put, I don't know, if you were to plunk some cash to buy a car or a luxury handbag or a pair of patent leather shoes, invest in yourself.
Invest in yourself. I agree with you.
Yeah,
Invest in
I think
yourself. Look at
it'd
it
be
as
good.
investment.
I think there are a couple of things that I would definitely invest in. The coaching, but also the training. So if
And the alumni
definitely
network as well.
training's worth it.
Yeah, the alumni network. Because once you come through us, we plug you into our network. We have events, regular
It's a
events.
noisy group though.
It
Just
was fun. The last one
pointing
we had
ahead
was
of
so
time.
fun. It was so fun.
It
No,
was noisy, and I
it
needed
was
3 days to
noisy.
recover from it.
We had food, we had drinks, beers and everything all on us. But it was fun. It was really, really fun talking to all our alumni. So can you afford a career coach? The answer is we're not expensive. We're not cheap, but we're not expensive either. But the bigger question is, can you afford not to have one? Because everyone else is having one. And it's their secret weapon. They're not gonna tell you they have one because once again, it's a secret weapon. Okay, but you see the successful guys, they are probably our clients. So you have to
Or they've got coaches. And
you've
again,
got coaches.
not to say that I don't want your business, but I'm also saying that maybe if you are looking for to expand your life in a different angle, you might want executive coaching. You maybe need some life coaching. Maybe you could get someone to help you to manage your nutrition a little bit better. You're going to get a physical trainer to help you to be accountable for your health goals. All of these are investing again, ultimately for your benefits. So have a think about that. Don't negate the support and the help that's available out in the universe.
Yes. And
but again, make the decisions for the right reasons. And invest wisely as well.
Yeah, correct. Can you afford a career coach? Chances are probably yes. Okay. And I think the benefits are clear. So these are some of the common career questions that we get whenever we meet new clients or we meet individuals in the field. Okay. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to email us. And I have one last letter of the week, okay, which is quite interesting, and I want to share with you. And this is a real question that came in. Okay, Jenny asked us, why do you guys do what you do? Why do you guys do what you do? Yeah, and what do you think? Why do you do what you do?
I don't know where to start. There are days like this when I'm exhausted and I go, gosh, I don't know why I do what I do. I ask for it. And I go like, yeah, it was just me asking for it. So,
and then you start blaming me. Adrian, it's all your fault.
We have good days, we have bad days. There are some days where you're just completely exhausted. There are some days that it's really good when our clients come back and say, hey, you made a big difference. We don't get the level of recognition, I think, that we deserve, because it's not like we can go out there and shout to the world that, hey, that successful CEO is because of me. We can't do that.
You can't do that.
But it is very meaningful. And I think it feeds into my strengths. I read people really well. I help them understand the psyche. I help them. I influence, manipulate. By influence, I help them change their frame of reference, give them a specific point of view. And when the advice is appreciated, it's a good day. So there you go.
Yeah. It's interesting, right?
But I read. I continue to sharpen my saw on the psychological aspects, the dynamics of politics at the workplace. All really interesting.
One of the reasons why I do why I'm doing this is because, as much as we teach and coach our clients, I'm also learning a lot from them, and I'm getting a lot better at whenever the more I coach, the better I get, the sharper I get. And that's why I'm hungry for new knowledge. I'm hungry for new learnings.
So you're not completely altruistic after all.
Yeah, I just want to. I'm like the
I'm
Borg.
wagging my finger at you.
I'm like the Borg. I want to assimilate all information and knowledge.
All the knowledge in the world.
So it's two ways. As we help people, we also feel helped. As we elevate people, we also feel elevated. And I think that for me, that's the biggest reason why I do what we do every morning. We are tired sometimes, but it just energizes us because it's for the right reasons, for the right people.
Okay. I guess, but right now today I've been getting a lot of very basic job search questions. I'm not learning anything. I feel like I'm repeating myself.
But
a million times. I know that it's appreciated, so I plug along. Occasionally, yes, you meet someone and you go, wow, that was a fun conversation.
And one of my biggest joys is like this morning, one of our old friends, clients, a friend of the business came over for a visit, and it's just nice to see the progress. It's nice to see the happiness and the calmness versus what was before, and it's just simply exciting and to know that you made a difference. So yeah, so that's what we're all about. And if you have any questions with regards to your career direction, your career agility, or if you want to find out what your career strategy is all about, come talk to us. We're always here for you.
info@careeragility.org.
Yes.
Before we
And
forget.
before you forget, info@careeragility.org, or if you're on LinkedIn, just connect to us. Just drop me a message. Happy to reach out and respond. Okay. In the meantime,
I'm
have a
so looking
great,
forward to the long weekend.
super long weekend ahead. Spend time with your family, your plants, your pets, and whatever brings you joy.
Yes.
Have a great one, guys. Take care. Bye.
Bye.